one of my pet peeves is 4-3 versus 3-4 talk. I want to strangle no offense if you guys have talked about it. It doesn't matter. They're not you're in nickel. If you're not in nickel, you're in dime. It doesn't matter. So, they're going to use this 5-2 sort of overhang look, and they're going to have two edge rushers with Reddick and probably Josh Sweat more than anybody else. But he was on the right side more than I thought he'd be instead of the left side. But they did blip him. And then, it's going to be, to me, the most interesting part of the defense is who's going to be those three interior guys, because Gannon can go a lot of different ways. He can go Davis, he can go Cox and Hargrave, just a bunch of big guys. You could use Brandon in that four-eye technique, Derek Barnett. So many different things he can do. That to me is the more interesting part. But when I hear people say 4-3-3-4, it's like, oh, that's what we were talking about 28 years ago. That was meaningful 28 years ago.
But to kind of like to simplify the opinion on that, are you basically just saying, look, they're going to show a bunch of different fronts and they're going to mix and match and give you different looks. So it really doesn't matter at the end of the day because you're going to see a lot of different things.
Yeah, it's going to be odd and even fronts.
I think it's funny how we talk about what's your base 4-3? Who's going to be doing that? The Eagles under Jim Schwartz sat in base for like less than 20% of the time. Like they played nickel.
Base is nickel. Yeah, base is nickel.
Yeah, their base really was nickel. Yeah. So it's kind of incorrect when you look at these depth charts. It's like, 4-3 defense. They weren't playing a 4. They were playing like a 4-2-5 for like 70% of the snaps during Jim Schwartz. But I think it was interesting to me because Jordan Davis they prioritized, who looks like a traditional Haloti Ngata, not the Eagles version of Haloti Ngata, but the 10 years ago guy who's like your big anchor nose tackle, right? And then you have a hybrid guy like Hassan Reddick. How are you going to line him up? So to me, it was more, John, like less about how they're actually going to look on the field, but the type of player.
Yeah.
That they went for.
Yeah, Gannon wanted a Davis type player. There's not a lot of guys like him, but you bring up Haloti Ngata. He wanted a big nose tackle type player so he could do all these different things.